What's good, everybody? I'm Brian.
And I'm Ashley.
Welcome to the Parents Uncensored YouTube channel. And this is What's on Our Mind.
Okay, so we're going to talk about the kids going back to school in the fall. So recently, our governor, we live in Michigan, our governor has said that she's not sending the kids back to school in the fall unless it's safe, which realistically, that's like a month from now. I don't really see much changing. I don't really see us being in a place to where the kids could go back to school. So I think what they're going to do is start out with how they ended the school year with the virtual online, that type of stuff. But there are a lot of states, like I think Florida is one of them, which Florida does some questionable shit as it is. Who's like, no, y'all are going back to school right now. And I can see why parents want their kids to go back to school, because a lot of kids do better at school with a teacher than they do at home with their mom or their dad. And, you know, there's obviously a lot of people who have to go to work, and it's like, what am I supposed to do with my kid? That type of situation. But at the same time, it's like, you have to imagine how fast it would spread through that school if even one kid got sick. Like, you have to think about all the people who are asymptomatic, and then there's like a 14-day incubation period where that person could be sick and not showing any symptoms and infecting how many other people, and then they go home and infect their family, and it's just like a never-ending circle. And everybody's like, oh, the kids can social distance and wear masks, and it's like, that might work for the older kids, the kids in high school or whatever, but you can't tell a bunch of kindergartners to leave a mask on their face all day and not touch it and not contaminate it and stay 6 feet away. Like, have you ever been in a classroom with 20-some kindergartners? Like, it's not realistic. It's not something that's going to happen. And people are like, oh, you need to, you know, make your kids practice at home and they need to listen and that type of stuff. And it's like, that's just not logical to me.
Yeah, I don't see it happening. I think the first couple months they'll do like homeschooling, like just send schoolwork home. Mm-hmm. But I don't think they're sending kids back to school.
No. And I don't, it makes me mad that, you know, those of us who did comply with the stay-at-home order and all that type of stuff, sat in the house for 3 months, and they were like, yeah, fuck it, let's open everything back up, and then we're back at square one.
It's because summer hit.
But, I mean, you know, there's the people who think, fuck you, you're not going to tell me what to do, I'm not wearing the mask, I'm going to go here, and then blah, blah, blah. There's always going to be people who don't listen, who thinks that whoever can't tell them what to do, and that's fine, whatever, but it's really frustrating for the people who have been doing what they can to try to stop this so that things can, you know, progress to where they need to be. And then some people just don't give a fuck and they're ruining it for everybody else.
They should have just shut literally every fucking thing down for 2 weeks.
I mean, and I don't want to hear the fucking government say they can't do stuff about unemployment, or I don't want to listen to them spout their bullshit.
They could have said something to where everybody got excused for bills for a month or 2 months, whatever the fuck, instead of...
Yeah, take your trillions of dollars that you spend on war and help your fucking people. Because,
you know, how long was stuff shut down for?
I want to say like what, mid-March to like June?
It wasn't that long, but the problem is you had a bunch of people still working.
A bunch of not really essential people still working. Like, obviously, the doctors and all that kind of stuff, they have to go to work. Like,
in grocery stores and shit like that.
Can't get around that. But there was still a lot of other things that were not essential at all.
No.
That were still open, and people were like, yeah, let's go here, let's do this.
Not at all.
And then people whining because they can't go on their boat, or they can't, like, you need to think about other people and just not be so goddamn selfish is what it boils down to.
Like, fucking grocery stores and hospitals should have been the only fucking thing open. Like, if they would have just shut down everything for a month, shit would probably be gone.
And I mean, you look at all the other countries who have their people are wearing masks like I can't talk. Wearing masks like they're supposed to and doing all of the things that their government is recommending, and their numbers are way down and they're not being affected as badly as we are again, because I feel like those people actually give a fuck about the people around them and not just themselves. But that's just my opinion.